Let me ask you this. Is artificial intelligence a tool for good or a potential threat to our faith? Imagine a world where machines can think, where they can learn and even create just like humans. It's not science fiction anymore, it's the reality of artificial intelligence. But you've got to ask, what does this mean for us as Christians? How can we harness the power of AI while staying true to our faith? Well, that's what we're going to be exploring today, so don't touch that dial. Today on the Ask Ralph Show, we're diving deep into the future of AI and its impact on Christianity. Before we jump in, a quick reminder about yesterday's episode where we tackled the question, am I paying too much for rent? If you missed it or want to revisit any of our past episodes, head right over to AskRalph.com where you find our complete archive. Your questions are the heart of the show and your answers are all there on the website.
Ralph, one of my good friends recently told me about your show, and I've been listening for a week or so, and you asked for questions, so here's my question. I've been hearing a lot about artificial intelligence lately, and I'm both excited and concerned. Maybe even downright scared. As a small business owner and a devoted Christian, I'm wondering how AI might affect my work and my faith. I'm also really concerned about how this technology could expose me to new threats. Ralph, are there ways I can use AI to improve my business? And how do I make sure I'm using this technology in a way that aligns with my Christian values? I'd love to hear your thoughts on this. God bless you. Keep up the good work. Your insights are making a difference in my life, and I'm sure in those of your other listeners.
This new AI technology is indeed really scary and at the very least thought-provoking, so I'm happy to address your question on today's show. Your question is one I'm sure many of our listeners are grappling with as well. I work with this ever-changing technology every day, and it seems like everything now has this AI component. From my iPhone to my Google searches, it's all got some sort of AI built in, and trying to navigate it can be overwhelming. But fear not, Janelle, we're going to take on this journey together on today's show. Welcome to the Ask Ralph Show, where we're mastering finances from a Christian perspective. I'm your host, Ralph Estep Jr., and I'm thrilled you join me today as we tackle this important and ultimately timely topic. Before we dive in, let's ground ourselves in Scripture. The book of Proverbs, chapter 2, verse 6 tells us, "For the Lord gives wisdom. From his mouth come knowledge and understanding." So as we explore the world of AI, let's remember that true wisdom and understanding ultimately come from God. Janelle, let's start by addressing just what is artificial intelligence. Artificial intelligence, or AI, is rapidly changing the world around us. From voice assistants like Siri and Alexa to complex algorithms that power social media and online shopping, AI really is a big part of our daily lives. It's only going to become more prevalent in the future. So as Christians, it's natural to approach new technologies with a mix of curiosity and caution. After all, we're called to be in the world but not of the world. That's from the book of John, chapter 17, verses 14 and 15. So the question becomes, how do we navigate the world of AI while staying true to our faith? That's really your question, Janelle, so let's talk about it. Let's start by looking at some practical uses for AI that can benefit us both personally and professionally. The first is productivity and efficiency. AI-powered tools can help automate repetitive tasks. That frees up more time for meaningful work and relationships. For example, AI writing assistants can help draft emails and reports, while scheduling apps can optimize your calendar. Look, I've been using AI for over a year now in my accounting practice, and it really helps me in writing letters and other written responses on behalf of my clients. It helps me save time and also ensures that I've considered all aspects of a particular issue. Now look, I certainly don't let AI handle it all, but it does save me some real time in refining my work. Another benefit of AI can be using it in personal finance. AI algorithms can analyze your spending habits and offer personalized budgeting advice. Some apps can even predict future expenses and help you save more effectively. Now, we're using this in our own practice with our bookkeeping clients to identify the correct categorization of their expenses. You can do the same thing, Janelle, if you're using some sort of app to manage your finances. This AI technology is really pretty good at assisting you in sorting out and organizing your financial data. Again, just make sure you review anything that AI puts out. AI is also being used in healthcare. AI is revolutionizing healthcare by assisting in early disease detection, personalized treatment plans, and even drug discovery. Now listen, this is an area of great debate and considerable concern. But AI, if nothing else, is really good at analyzing vast amounts of data And if it can crunch that data and give our medical professionals some things to check in the end, I feel like we'll all benefit from that. Well, how about AI in education? AI-powered learning platforms can adapt to individual learning styles, making education more accessible and effective for people of all ages. Hey, maybe there's still some hope for these middle-aged guys like me. I still can't believe I'm going to be 52 next month. Well, maybe I'm getting wiser. I'll let you be the judge of that. And finally, AI is being effectively used in providing business insights. Do you know, for entrepreneurs like you, AI can provide valuable insights into customer behavior, market trends, and operational efficiency. You've just got to find the tools which fit best with your business. And these are just a few examples of how AI can be a powerful tool for good when used responsibly. AI can help us be better stewards of our time, helps us be better stewards of our resources and our talents. All of those things align with our Christian calling. So perhaps AI is awesome and we should all be using it. Well, not so fast. AI may be very useful. However, as with any powerful tool, we need to be aware of potential pitfalls. So let's talk about some of those not so great aspects of AI usage. This one's brutal. AI has led to job displacement. As AI automates more tasks, some jobs have and may become obsolete. As Christians, we need to be mindful of how this affects our communities and be prepared to adapt and support those who are being impacted. Now, I understand that we have to embrace technology, and the way we do things today is inevitably going to lead to loss of jobs. Think about this for a second. Just consider those coal deliveries heating our homes. Nobody uses coal anymore, but back in the late 40s and 50s in our big cities, everyone had coal chutes they could get those coal deliveries. My grandparents and my dad talked about that when he was younger. Progress simply brings changes, and we have to balance those changes with an understanding of the individual impact on those working in these jobs. Here's a funny story. I remember as a kid, I was in the Cub Scouts, and our pack leader was an assembly line worker at the local GM plant. We were excited about him getting us a cool tour of the plant. I can still remember the first time I saw robots actually putting those cars together on the assembly line and how amazing that technology was for the plant. But I also realized, as the pack leader said, Ralph, those cool robots are costing many of my fellow assembly workers jobs. It was a humbling experience for me seeing the cool new tech, but also seeing the real-time effects it's having on those workers. Let's talk about AI-related privacy concerns. AI systems often rely on vast amounts of personal data, so we need to be vigilant about protecting our privacy and the privacies of others. Do you know that may be a very important thing you may want to consider in your business? Now, you didn't mention what kind of business you have. Think about this. What if you had a medical practice and you're using your patient's data with AI tools? You got to consider the privacy concerns of sharing their most intimate health data with those AI tools, and make sure there's some built-in privacy techniques. Just think about how this data could be used for nefarious purposes to target people with health issues. That's the kind of thing that'll keep you up at night. Another issue with AI is algorithmic bias. Now say that 10 times, that's a real tongue twister. AI systems can inadvertently perpetuate or even amplify existing biases. We need to be aware of this and work towards creating fair and just AI systems. Now this can also be taken to extremes. If you've been following the news, you no doubt read about some of the more funny responses to AI queries where responses simply didn't make sense in historical context. So that's why you've got to always view AI with some level of skepticism and not simply share data with others before reviewing it. A good friend of mine, Dave Jackson from the School of Podcasting, spoke about how AI once told him that podcasting has been evolving ever since it was launched in 1994, when in fact podcasting didn't even start until around 2004. So the moral of the story is, don't use the tech without making a review and check. Look at that, you didn't know I was a rhyming podcast host. Now, from a faith perspective, another area of concern is AI is dependence and idolatry. There's a risk of becoming over-reliant on AI, potentially elevating it to a godlike status in our lives. Remember this, AI is a tool, not a replacement for human relationships or our relationship with God. This is a huge concern for me as more of us AI technology is being adapted all around us, and I'm really concerned that it takes the place of common sense and thought. I guess we'll have to see how that all plays out. And finally, AI presents ethical dilemmas. As AI becomes more advanced, we'll face complex ethical questions. For instance, how do we ensure AI-powered autonomous vehicles make moral decisions in potential accident scenarios? Listen, Janelle, just be secure in your faith and test it against your core beliefs. So as Janelle asked, how do we as Christians approach AI in a way that honors God and benefits humanity? Well, I'm going to give you some guidelines. First one's this: stay informed. Educate yourself about AI and its implications. As I always say, knowledge is power, and it will help you make informed decisions about how to engage in AI technologies. Number 2, use discernment. Not all AI applications are created equal. This is a time to pray for wisdom and use your God-given discernment to evaluate AI tools and their impact on your life and, more importantly, on your faith. Use your God-given brain and don't rely on AI. Yet another rhyme. Number 3, maintain human connections. While AI can enhance our lives in many ways, it should never replace genuine human relationships or our connection with God. This is critical. I've spoken about this before. Just think of how technology has really broken down personal interactions. Don't let that happen to you. Number 4, advocate for ethical AI. Support the development of AI systems that align with Christian values of fairness, values of justice, and human dignity. Number 5, focus on stewardship. You can use AI as a tool to be a better steward of your time, a better steward of your resources and your talents. Let it enhance your ability to serve others and glorify God. And number 6, always remember the true source of wisdom. While AI can provide information and insights, true wisdom comes from God. Continue to seek His guidance through prayer, through scripture, and fellowship with other believers. So Janelle and all of our listeners, I encourage you to approach AI with a balance of openness and caution. Embrace the benefits it can bring to your personal life and business, but always filter it through the lens of your faith. Ask yourself this: does this use of AI help me love God and love my neighbor better? Does it align with biblical principles? Does it enhance or detract from my witness as a Christian? Remember this: technology itself is neutral. It's how we use it that matters. As Christians, we have the opportunity to be at the forefront of ensuring that AI is developed and used in ways that benefit humanity and honor God. I'd love to hear your thoughts on this topic. How are you navigating the world of AI in your life and faith? Send your questions and comments to me at ralph@askralph.com or visit our website at askralph.com and click on the microphone icon at the bottom left to record your message. To wrap up today's discussion, artificial intelligence is a powerful tool that's reshaping our world. As Christians, we have the opportunity to harness its benefits while being mindful of its potential pitfalls. So you got to stay informed, use discernment, maintain those human connections, advocate for ethical AI, focus on stewardship, and always remember that true wisdom comes from God. Well, thank you for joining me today on this fascinating topic. Now, tomorrow, we'll be diving into some essential money management tips for individuals and business owners. You don't want to miss it. If you found today's episode helpful, I'm going to encourage you to visit our website. That's at askralph.com. There you can join our community and share this episode with others who might be wrestling with the intersection of faith and technology. And here's a special offer for you. When you join our community, you'll get a free copy of my book, Mastering Your Finances. Now, this book normally sells for $10 on Amazon, but it's yours absolutely free when you join our email list. And listen, if you need personalized guidance on managing your finances in this AI-driven world, I'm here to help you. You can schedule an appointment with me just by going to askralphpodcast.com/store. And together we can navigate the complexities of modern finance while staying true to our faith. And listen, I'm not AI. So Janelle, before I go, here are 3 actionable steps you can take based on today's discussion. Number 1, identify one area of your life or business where AI could improve your efficiency. Research AI tools in the area and try one out. Number 2, this one's important. Set boundaries for your AI use. Maybe decide to turn off AI assistance during family time or designate AI-free zones in your home. Then number 3, start a conversation about AI and faith in your church or small group. Share what you've learned and discuss how to approach AI from a Christian perspective. Well, that's all for today. Remember, technology may change, but God's wisdom is eternal. So as I always say, stay financially savvy and God bless you.
Thank you for joining us on the Ask Ralph podcast. And with a simple click to subscribe, we'll invite you back to our next episode. And remember, financial issues don't have to be complicated. Just ask Ralph. The information contained in this episode of Ask Ralph is based on data available as of the date of its release. Saggio Accounting Plus and Ask Ralph Media, Inc. is under no obligation to update this content if changes occur. Applying this information to your specific situation requires careful consideration of all facts and circumstances, and any information provided is not to be considered as financial, tax, or legal advice. Please consult your tax advisor or attorney before acting on any material covered.